Why I believe everyone should own 1,000 XRP. I'm going to cut it short. Just give me 10 minutes and I'll talk about your ideas. I'm Crypto Sensei, and for the past 4 years, I've been making crypto content, mostly about Ripple and XRP. I've made over 700 movies. I have the right to talk to you about this. I hope you study a lot. Let's read it. So in 2017, the US tried to put pressure on everyone to pay their bills faster. This was done, and it's known as the Quicker Bills Challenge Force. If you scroll down and look at who was definitely under fire, you will see ripples with some of the biggest banks. You have a Visa, you have Walmart and a lot of other big shops. Everyone was asked to this mission force to help keep the U.S. payments steady and faster, and to think about all the contacts you make with all of those different people. I'm also from Morgan Stanley, and it's great to see Ripple is one of the few crypto groups from the US that was asked, which is a big deal in and of itself. Now we'll move on to 2020. When Ripple was called to the ISO, our bodies have asked the task team to set up this new ISO 200 to 2 messaging preferred. This doesn't really have anything to do with crypto, but the new chat app does let you pay with crypto. Along with XRP and many other cryptocurrencies, it will be ISO compliant. It does have a place where you can really put the crypto price data. So when November 2025 comes around, we'll see if banks and other financial institutions really start to use this new trend with crypto assets like XRP. If you look at the member list of the Registration Management Organization of the ISO group, you'll see a lot of interesting countries on the left. You were given New Zealand, Austria, Canada, and Brazil, China, guys. I think it's infinite. United States, United Kingdom, Dutch Republic, I'm sure I'll get some messages in response, but this is pretty much my chance to show people why I think proudly having 1,000 XRP should trade your life down the road. Let me get this over with. So let me just play this for you. You can see, but now we have someone from the personal area. Brad Garlinghouse home, who is the CEO of the company that makes money, Ripple. I will start by thanking Charles very briefly. Most of these people are important bankers, including this woman right here. She is in charge of the European Central Bank, and he has called companies like Ripple and Circle disruptors in the field. She knows how good the area is. So this kind of really exciting picture that has been going around for years now, I guess it speaks to how Swirl's the quality of their work and their class put them right in the business. Okay, Amazon pretends that stable coins are used to settle tokenized seller receivables, and XRP Drops did a lot of really good study here. If you look closely, you can see that Amazon is working with a stable coin company called Stratus X and NT on a blockchain tokenization simulation as part of the Singapore fintech competition. I won't go into too much detail though. If you almost look down here under NTT Data, you'll see that NTT Data developed an international money transfer using the Ripple payment protocol, right? At this point, it looks like Amazon and Ripple will likely work together in the future. Right, and then down here you can see that Straits Ripple is driven by Ripple, or right when it comes to instant payment systems or payment systems around the world. You need to know that the business world is changing. No one likes having to wait 3 to 5 days to get their money. They are sick of their payments getting lost. -6% of global transactions never even make it to their destination. It's a bad system, and countries around the world are working to fix it. One of them is called SEPA, which stands for Single Euro Payments Area. One thing that stands out is Europe's instant payment system, which is meant to let fintech companies like Ripple help with fast payments within the SWIFT community. The 1,150 banks that make up SWIFT have pretty much been in charge of everything in the banking world for the past 50 years. Now, you know that companies like Ripple are growing, and you will see XRP on fast rails going from bank to bank. I promise you that. You also know that Ripple Partner Finaster has fee solutions for credit unions that help them easily connect and start accepting FedNow transactions. The US now has a new method for instant charges. It's called FedNow, and yes, Ripple and XRP can work with FedNow. You can also find a lot of other records here. So crypto alternative support has shown that the Federal Reserve now lets banks use the XRP payment method to make transactions. Huge, huge, huge. Just so you know how much money we're talking about. I don't have all the information here, but you can see what the center did. 2 trillion a day, which is why I became one of the 4 and 5 trillion a day. I need to check the one's numbers again. But as you can see, trillions of dollars leave the United States every day, or bills are printed in the United States. And if we had a truly American company like Ripple, they could use their time to make the market easier. What if you could get paid every day? The only reason you get paid twice a month or once a month is because salary costs a lot, right? Payroll firms charge a lot of money, but if you switch to blockchain, it could cost pennies. When you pay in dollars, Ripple will definitely allow you to use their technology. However, it won't be as much as that bank would allow. So 134 countries are running on important bank, virtual Forex for sure. There are 160 of them. Someone is going to write something down. It's about 162. My terrible here is an example of an N-bridge MBDC bridge platform that is based on commodity-based fully SDR and uses blockchain to connect you to the next US CBC, CBCBS as if you use the Ripple CBC platform, which is mostly based on the XRP system. You can hold MIFUVC liquidity pools on demand. What does this tell us? There are ripples in this technology, which means that countries like China and the BRICS nations use it. For the cost of shipping goods around the world, that ripple can be used as a big source of cash. It's pretty crazy. You also have nose Vestra bills worth $27 trillion that are locked up in banks around the world, and think about what banks would do if they could get that money back and use it to help their people. Hey, well, as a species, we would be a lot farther along. Also, Anthony Welfare from the CBS Ripple team talks and posts this film. The video is 1 minute long. I'll play a short part of it, and then we'll move on to a more general API. It's easier to add multiple SDKs to current systems, and both traditional and non-traditional contributors can use them. Along with that, the big bank can put different assets under stress and let donors like commercial banks do the same. A trustworthy bank can also say who is in charge of the foreign money on the record. Whether it's held at the same time by customers or business banks today, transactions usually settle in seconds, which makes CBDCs suitable for use cases like store point of sale. This could make it possible to pay taxes at the point of sale and get paid earnings in real time, which gets funds to a business or buyer faster while getting rid of loan risks. Then you might see a store CBDC that my group and I will use, and we'll have a digital dollar. You can get a sense of what's coming true with a digital pound or a virtual euro. I think they might be able to figure out a way to change the way the economy works. But this is conversation in general. Australian CBDC pilot virtual banking innovation. Let's keep this going. Look down here. Now you have Medeco. That's a partner in Wave. You really do have Ripple there, right? Navati Group, Oracle. I think it all goes back to Ripple in the lower back. Jupiter Research also named Ripple the best ABCH company out of 15 in its field. Okay, they're the best at what they do. That says a lot about how big they are and what they're trying to do. The National Bank of Georgia chooses Ripple as a key helper for the digital truck pilot job. They also work in Hong Kong's Columbia Palin Boutique Row, as well as in Boutique Row and Vertem. If I tell you that some of those tests are being looked at by people in other countries, you better believe it. It looks like this is pretty much true, right? It's moving there. Does it work here? That is what countries are going to ask people to. Also, I did ask how many bricks in the US does Ripple run in. As you can see, Ripple does have links in some of those other countries besides Brazil.